Hello there. If you're old enough, you'll remember the logarithm tables. I know that may sound strange to young people, but these were tables that we used to simplify complex calculations in mathematics when I was in high school. The calculators came and took them out. That's exactly what AI is doing. So I'm excited that Alicia Little, the queen of AI, will be with us at the Shift Leadership Conference USA on September 13 at the College Park Marriott Hyattsville, Maryland. Now, Alicia teaches how you can prompt AI to reply your email, reply to the reply, set of appointments for you, and then put it in your calendar. She'll say a whole lot more. And we'll have our other speakers there, right? But this is the important thing. I am happy to announce that we'll be streaming live. You can join us from anywhere in the world. So register right away, and I'll see you on September 13. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Good to see you, Ibrahim. Good to see you again. All right. Okay. So, if it's your first time, welcome to our Leadership Live. We do this for our global community, right? Usually on Mondays, but we've been doing something special since Friday on how leadership has direct impact on your finances. So thank you for everyone who's been a part of this special session. I work with seasons because I realized that life works in seasons, 2 dimensions to time. The chronos, which is chronological, and then you have the kairos, which is season, right? And sometimes I just sense it's the time for something like that, and then we do it and stop it, right? It's like they say, we cannot create waves, but we can learn to surf them. We can't create waves, but we can learn to surf them, to ride them, and let them take us to places we never would have been. So thank you so much again. Lauren Shaw joined us from Akwa Ibom. Sam 7 joining us from Kumasi, Ghana. He is a regular. You are amazing. Thank you. Yes, Joseph, thank you for being here. Dr. Olaliko is in Toronto, Canada. Thank you for being back here. Ibukun is in Ilori. Thank you for being back here. Toyosi in Lagos, and Fred in Landmark University, Kwara State. Ajibade is in Akure, Nigeria. Glory is in Benin City. So this is usually a global, right? Global event. And I know it's late in the evening for some of us, so we're not going to take our time, but this is the last in this short series on leadership and your finances. Thank you. Good to see you. Glory from Benin City, and John is in Lagos. Linus is in Yola. Wow, Linus says, I followed your teachings from my Lagos days in 1999 to date. Wow, thank you. Tayo is in Ado-Ekiti. Esther is in Lagos. Adedayo is in Lagos. Chooks is in Lagos. Adeniji Pelumi is in Ilori. Caleb is in Abia. Clarice is joining us from Cameroon. And Faith in Lagos and Stanley in Lagos. Amazing. Thank you, Matthew Benga from Ondo State. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Wow. Joshua says the audio is not working. I think it is, because I think some people are hearing me, right? Jay is in Lagos. Alex. Oh, Alex is joining for the first time from Maryland. Glad to be here. Also joining on Saturday. Yo, yay, thank you. Looking forward to see you. And we have Martin in Lagos here, and Ben in Lagos, and Namdi in New York, and Olubenga in Lagos. Oh, Timothy in Maryland. Thank you. Looking forward to seeing you. Also, Michael in Benin. Amazing. Raphael in Ogbomoso. Awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, thank you guys. Yes, they say they can hear me. So you may want to refresh, maybe sign out and sign back in. And Oluwadun is in Lagos and Samuel in Babcock University. Says, I'm even listening to your message now. Battle strategy, 8-year-old message. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Oh, my brother. Jibril Muhammadin Muhammad from Niger Republic. Wow. Yes. You're with the Global Leadership Summit, right? Amazing. That's one huge platform I've had the opportunity of speaking on, had my presentations translated to over 50 languages, and then had the videos shown in over 100 countries. It's phenomenal. So thank you for the work that you do, Jibril. Joy is in Lagos, Dr. Kenneth is in Lagos, and Philip is in Abeokuta, Grace is in Delta State. Good to see you again, my sister Grace. Joshua is in Akwa Ibom, Toby Loba in Lagos. Fit time here, Jed from Ghana. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for coming back. Gay Ibrahim from Adamawa State. That's amazing. 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 RCCG Great Grace Assemblies in London. Joseph says, we want to broadcast your teachings in Liberia. How can we get them? Please send me an email, info@samadeyemiglc.com. info@samadeyemiglc.com, and we'll pick it from there. Nia Falabi is in Abuja. Gay is in Lagos. Thank you, my sister Janet from Indiana. Thank you for coming back. Clara is in the UK. Amazing. Thank you, David. Oluyege is in Akwa Ibom. Daniel is in Lagos. Amazing. Thank you, Archie. Amazing. Okay. So we usually like to say this up front for the sake of those joining us for the first time, that generally around the world, people would avoid a discussion that has to do with leadership because most people attach their understanding or definition of leadership to positions, right? But the leadership experts tell us now that the position does not make you a leader. It only gives you the opportunity to lead. The real leading itself is influencing other people to achieve goals. So in our community, we define leadership as the ability to influence one or more people to achieve goals. Once you bring the definition to influence, then your eyes will just be open to see how much leadership goes on every single day, every single second around us. It happens at all levels. Happens. And then you realize you actually have leadership capacity. So once you buy into the narrative, into the idea that it's only a few people that are born to lead, everybody else is born to follow, we're powerless, there's nothing we can do about it, you will abandon, right, your influence ability. You will allow it to lie dormant. You will not develop it, you won't use it, and then you'll be grumbling and complaining about what other people are doing with their influence and how they're changing the world. But the moment you begin to develop your influence, you are changing the power equation in our world. That's it, right? That's it. So Just keep that in mind as we go on with our discussions, okay? Good. Thank you, Shegun from Swansea. How do you call it in Wales? And Okarian from Ogun State. David is in Jaws. Amazing. Amazing. Oh, Samuel says, since 2012 till now, the first message I listened to is generating financial harvest. The first message every year. Isn't that amazing? That's 13 years now. Oh, wow. That is so smart. Thank you, Deborah from Akwa Ibom and Solomon. Amazing. And Theophilus is in Accra, Ghana. Simpson is in Pembrokeshire, Wales. Wales again. Isn't that amazing? Wow. So thank you, everyone. Okay, so you have some influence already. I tell people, if you persuaded your friend to go with you to buy sweets as a child, that was leadership. That was leadership, right? Okay, so we start this broadcast by using our influence, testing our influence. Can you please repost? Right? Repost. Can you share the link to this presentation? We're not going to be long. We're not going to be long, but it could just be the thing that's going to change someone's life. That's happened to me, right? I attended the conference, and one of the things we've said in the course of this series since Friday is the fact that leaders are learners. So you find out the skills that you develop as a leader, they have direct impact on your finances. I found one thing common to most legitimate billionaires in the world: they read non-stop, they learn non-stop. Anyway, that's why we read books, we attend seminars, and so on. So I attended this seminar in Lagos, Nigeria, and someone spoke for just 10 minutes. And what he said for 10 minutes, I'll never forget for the rest of my life, right? And this was over 25 years ago. That was the day I went and got forms to open a savings account, right? It's amazing. So this could change someone's life, all right? So let's do some retweeting, reposting, bring someone in. It could absolutely be life transforming, okay? And then today, I'm going to just add a few more thoughts on how the leadership skills that you develop have direct impact or can have direct impact on your finances, all right? Yeah, I'm doing a repost on X. There you go. All right. On my LinkedIn page, you would find from Friday the recordings of this session that we have done one after the other. I think it's also available on YouTube. We started from vision. One of the fundamental qualities you cannot succeed without as a leader, vision. And we define vision in our community as the ability to see people, places, and things, not just the way they are, but the way they could be. And what we did was to establish the connection between vision and provision. Pro means for the vision, right? So resources come to you to the size of your vision, right? Your vision makes you a magnet with the power to attract and the power to repel. So when a person doesn't have vision or they have limited vision, they don't know that unconsciously they actually repel opportunities to make money. Repel at an unconscious level. So most times, ignorance is bliss, they say. So most times we don't even know what we missed or what we rejected. But I gave an illustration about the young man, right? The gentleman who went to the river with a fishing hook. He was catching fish. And whenever he caught fish, he would use a stick that he brought from home to measure the fish. If the fish was longer than that stick, he threw it back into the river. But if it was shorter, he put it in his bucket. And after some time, his friend approached him and said, There must be some deep philosophy to what you're doing. I've been watching what you're doing. How come you're throwing the bigger fish back into the river? There must be some deep philosophy to it. Tell me what it is. The guy said there's no deep philosophy anywhere. I have a frying pan at home. I've used this stick to measure the diameter of the frying pan. Any fish that is longer than this stick is too big for my frying pan, so I throw them back into the river. So the question is, how big is your frying pan? And I mean your mindset. All of us have, our minds are like that frying pan, and we don't even know when we're throwing back an idea, $1 million idea. Oh my God, it's too strong for our minds to hold. Woo! Adeyemi, thank you for reposting. Namesake, amazing. Thank you, Pastor Tim. You have been amazing. Thank you. I say big amen to your prayer. Thank you. Joining us from Chicago, regular. Thank you, Joseph from Abuja. Nenye, thank you for reposting. Ajoke, thank you for reposting. Matthias, watching from Lagos. Neza, joined from Lagos. Amazing. Thank you, Damis in the USA. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, James. Thank you. Mogale from South Africa. Amazing. John from Ogun State and George. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. David is in Plateau State. My good friend Ann Bruce is in Los Angeles, California. Thank you. Omolara, Doctor, from Abuja. Amazing. Sam, are you okay? Just so good to see you again, right? And Chris from Lagos and Fee. Amazing. Sunday from Abuja. Bolaji is in Oyo State. Okay, thank you, everyone. So I just dropped a small hint and we'll be done for the day. So one of the major things about leaders is the fact that they are highly productive. Remember the definition that we gave leadership: ability to influence one or more people to achieve goals. And the point is that leaders achieve bigger goals than other people because leaders influence one or more people. So they influence 5, 10, 50, 100, 1,000, 10,000, a million, millions of people. Leaders influence people to achieve goals. A famous evangelist, D.L. Moody, once said, I would rather put 10 men to work than do the work of 10 men. I would rather put 10 men to work than do the work of 10 men. So yes, leaders achieve the goals that 10 men, right, should achieve. So leaders serve as catalysts to multiply the productivity of a group of people. That's it, right? Leaders are always catalysts that multiply the productivity of a group of people. In order to do that, yesterday we were discussing about problem solving as one of the skills, right, of a leader. Yeah, because they encounter challenges along the way. Okay. Ibrahim says, let me get my wife in. Thank you. Right. Thank you, JQ from Salisbury. Thank you, Maryland. Amazing. Thank you, Rachel from Lagos. Thank you for joining us. Good. So, Toby Loma is asking for my email. If you want to make any inquiries, info@samadeyemiglc.com. info@samadeyemiglc.com. Okay, thank you, Oni, for joining us from Ibadan. So, we said leaders solve problems, right? Along the way, then we said problem solving actually is what gets you money, period. If you sell food, you're solving the problem of hunger. You sell water, you're solving the problem of thirst. You make clothes or you sell clothes, you're solving the problem of nakedness. You sell buildings, property, or you put them out to rent, you're solving the problem of what? You're providing shelter, right? providing protection from the elements. And that is value. When you solve a problem or you meet a need, you are creating or adding value. We said money is only a means of exchange of what? Of value. In the process of solving problems, leaders innovate. They encourage innovation. They create a culture of innovation in their teams. Okay, good. So when it comes to productivity, it starts with goal setting, right? It starts with goal setting. Leaders create success, right? Yes, they create success for their teams. that's what leaders do. Why? Because success is the achievement of goals. Success is the achievement of goals. No goals, no success. That's how I like to put it. No goals, no success. No goals, no success. It's like playing a soccer match or a football match without any goalpost. It doesn't matter the direction in which you kick the ball. You won't have that fulfillment that you scored. So when you don't have specific goals like that, your efforts create frustration. Even when you put in a lot of effort, there's still frustration, right? So this is what leaders do. So not only do they set goals for themselves, they set goals for their teams. That is the foundation for productivity. But not only do they set goals or targets, leaders actually calculate the steps. They walk the steps from where they are to the achievement of the goals. So that's why leaders read. That's why I said we are lifetime learners, because we're always trying to find the way, trying to find the how, right? Because we're always setting goals. So we call that planning. That process of calculating from where you are, defining the steps that you will take from where you are to the fulfillment of your goal, that is called planning. And many people don't have plans. They only have wishes. If you if you've not been able to crack your head to the point where you can get those steps, those methods, by which you will achieve your goal, the goal remains a wish. So that planning also affects your finances directly. Oh yes, that planning affects your finances directly. So if you want your life to change in the area of your finances, what do? Set a goal. So what's your current income right now? What do you want your income to be a year from now? That's the goal. Write it down, right? And then begin to think of the possible ways by which you will achieve your goal. Some will come to you rationally, right? Logically. Some need to be caught, right? Inspired ideas. Some will come to you in your dream. Some will come to you when you wake up, an inspired thought. Some will come to you while you're in the shower, right? That planning, that calculation is very, very important. So at the time that you retire, what will your expenses be after you have retired? That's for those who retire. Some people don't, right? What would your expenses be? And retirement, is not actually the age at which you stop working. For us entrepreneurs, it is the age at which you will be comfortably sustained if you never worked another day, right? So your goal is to create passive income, right? So that's the age at which your passive income will be enough to cover your monthly bills. Okay, so you decide how much you need to spend, then you decide how much you need to build up and invest, right? Then you work it backwards, right? Then you work it from where you are today. So that's what billionaires do, right? Yeah. So not only do they have strategic goals, remember, we have strategic leaders, we have operational leaders. Operational leaders are good with creating success today, success for their team today. But the strategic ones have the capacity to create success today and for the future. And then the operational leaders are able to create success for their teams or lead their teams to success in normal conditions. The strategic ones are able to create success for their teams, both in normal conditions and in rapidly changing conditions, right? So when you're a strategic leader, you set goals for the future, and then you create a plan on how you're going to get from here to where you want to go. That's exactly what you do also with your finances. Exactly the same thing. You set the goal, then you calculate from where you want to go to, okay, from where you are to where you want to go. I remember when I read Tough Times Never Last, but Tough People Do by Robert Schuller, by Dr. Robert Schuller. He wrote there the story of how they built the Crystal Cathedral. And it was going to cost millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. So Dr. Schuller wrote in the book how he generates ideas to raise funds. He said he uses this strategy or framework that he calls count to 10 and win. Count to 10 and win. I've never forgotten it. In other words, when he set a goal for himself to raise $1 million, then he will generate 10 possible ideas for raising the money. Number one, get one person to give me $1 million. Number two, get two people to give me $500,000 each. Now it could be donate. In this instance, what they were building was a church, so it was going to be donations. But then if it's for some other purpose, it could be donation or gift, and it could also be a loan. It could be non-interest loan from friends and relations, or it could be a loan from the bank where you pay some interest, okay? So get this number two right. Get two people to give me $500,000. Number three, get four people to give me $250,000 each. Number four, get five people to give me $200,000 each. Number five, get 10 people to give me $100,000 each. Number six, get 20 people to give me $50,000 each, right? Yes, the name of the book, Tough Times Never Last, but Tough People Do. Tough Times Never Last, but Tough People Do. Robert Schuller, Schuller, right? Fantastic. That's how you generate. So you set the goal first, and then you generate the ideas. I mentioned in the course of the last few days, that's why you need to go watch the videos of the sessions that we ran between this last Friday and now. They're just so powerful. Remember, I said some of those steps, some of those ways by which you'll be able to achieve your goal, you'll be able to logically calculate or think. But sometimes the goal is just so big that there's nothing you are doing presently that can get you to the achievement of the goal. And honestly, those are the kind of goals I am encouraging leaders to set these days. In fact, next week, Saturday, the 20th of September, we'll be at the Hyatt Airport Hotel, Calgary, Alberta, Canada, for our Business and Leadership Accelerator Roundtable. Our discussion there is how to accelerate your growth. This is the first thing I ask participants to do, set an impossible goal. Okay, so in the last few days, I mentioned I shared the story of Dr. Frank Gonzalez. You will find his story in the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And there was Dr. Frank Gonzalez, a reverend minister, who said he was not happy with the state of education in Illinois State and said he was going to build a school. And for 2 years, he was saying to himself, if I could raise $1 million, I would build a school. And he was saying that for two years. And then one day like that, and I think it was a Friday, the thought just dropped in his mind. You've been talking about this thing for 2 years. So exactly when are you going to raise the $1 million? He thought about it and said 2 weeks. In the next 2 weeks, I will find every possible way to raise $1 million. And he said it seemed as if the whole universe had been waiting for him to make up his mind like that. So it's not enough to set goals. You've got to give them deadlines. Let me warn you ahead. When you set big goals like that, the likelihood is you give a long deadline to give yourself time, right? But that doesn't stimulate your mind as well as when the deadline is short. When he gave himself 2 weeks, a simple idea just occurred to him. He was a preacher. So the simplest thing he could do was preach on it, right? So on Sunday, he preached a message titled, "What I Would Do If I Had $1 Million." And a gentleman stood up from the congregation, came with his hat in his hand, came to whisper into his head, said, "Dr. Gonzalez, I believe you will do what you said you will do if you have $1 million. If you could just come to my office tomorrow, I'll give you a check for $1 million. Gave him his business card. He said, "My name is Philip D. Amo." He made up his mind on Friday. He got the check on Monday. Okay. Anyway, I'm just saying, right? I'm just saying that leaders plan. That's a major part of leadership, planning. Oh, thank you, Ololade. I love you too. Thank you. Right? Leaders, it's a standard part of a leader's life. Listen, you read The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen R. Covey. You see there, he shares a framework for time management. Time is the leader's most powerful personal resource. Time, because it is irreplaceable. It's an irreplaceable resource. Once it is gone, it is gone. Today's date will never happen again in history forever. Once it is gone, it is gone. The beautiful thing, though, is that time is a convertible resource. Time is a convertible resource. That's why you've got to plan the allocation of it, right? You've got to plan how to invest it. Invest. Some people spend their time. Some others invest their time, right? That's why planning is important to a leader. So before I start every week, I review my goals for the week. I review my goals for the past week. I note the ones that were achieved, the ones that were not achieved, and then I set goals for the new week. Planning. And that's one of the major characteristics of people that succeed with their finances. Planning. Planning. Leaders work with budgets. Leaders work with budgets. Again, one of those things that revolutionized my finances. Budgeting. So, when I was still praying hard, when I was praying, I still pray. I still need for my finances to multiply 1,000 times. But then in those early days, I got this big amount of money. It was a record for speaking, right? I spoke at a conference, and then I was given this amount of money. I had never gotten that kind of an amount of money before. Now my sweetheart, Nika, said, let's buy some asset for the house. We're lacking some important things, And I said, well, let's save the money. Let's save the money. Okay, let's save the money in the bank. And then a month later, she asked me, okay, the breakthrough income that you got, so what happened to it? Immediately, I said, well, I did not waste it. I did not waste it. Okay. Everything I did with it was legitimate. Okay. She said, no, I was being defensive. She said, no, 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 I'm not accusing you of anything. It's just that as husband and wife, for us to just discuss, right? You know, on I said, okay, so I calmed down. She was not in the mood to fight. So I calmed down. So then I began to state, okay, I did this, I did that, I did this, I did that, I did this, I scratched my head. Okay, yeah. I did this. What was I doing? I had spent all of that money responding to urgent requests to meet urgent needs from relations, from friends, and so on. I had spent almost nothing on our house and on our family. Almost nothing, and nothing on myself, right? The money was gone. I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed. Oh my God. So, what was my problem? So I had to I had to identify what my problem was. No budget. There was no plan for spending the money. And it just fizzled out. So you see, I was creating the budget after I had spent the money. And that was because my dear wife asked me. So that's what a lot of people do with their finances. They do their budgeting after they've spent the money. It doesn't work like that, right? Planning is winning. Planning in this life is winning. The person who plans will always be more successful than the one who doesn't plan. In fact, somebody said not having a plan is planning to fail, right? In other words, not having a plan is practically equal to failure. So I then had to learn how to plan. Yes, estimate the income, set a target for the income. That's the starting point for the planning, right? Yes, set a target for the income, right? And then plan how to achieve that goal. And then also have a spending plan for the money. Have a plan for the expenses and allocate, right, in order of importance, right? Why should you spend your income and then be looking for money to do the things that are even most important? So both at the individual level and at the collective level, leaders put huge emphasis on planning. Let me land this thought this way. So I mentioned the framework, right, that Stephen R. Covey used for time management. So he had this quadrant, right, with 4 boxes. Top left, things that are urgent and that are important. So it was a comparison between the things that are urgent and the things that are important. When it comes to managing our time, we allocate our time between things that are urgent and things that are important. So some things are urgent and they're important, and we need to address those ones first. They are urgent and they are important. Then you have some things that are not urgent, but they are important. They are not urgent, but they are important. Stephen R. Covey advised that we should spend most of our time in that quadrant. And he listed planning as one of the things you do there. He said, when you spend most of your time doing things that are not urgent but important, you won't spend much time in the urgent and important quadrant. Because by the time most things become urgent and important, they're already at crisis stage. It's not urgent for you to do your annual medical checkup, right? You can do it next month and the month after. It's not, if you're a married man, it's not really urgent for you to tell your wife that you love her, right? You can say it tomorrow or the day after tomorrow until there's trouble, right? Can you see that? And then the lower two quadrants, you have urgent but not important. Urgent but not important. Sometimes most of us spend our time there. Urgent, like a phone call. When you hear your phone ringing, you know that it's going to ring out. So that makes you to look at your phone, right? You see, and with that, you're distracted from whatever it is you are doing. Not urgent, right? Urgent, but not important. And then you have the things that are not urgent and that are not important, and we should spend the least of our time there, okay? So I was just trying to draw your attention to the planning, that it is in the quadrant of not urgent, but important. Planning. 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 Thank you, Crispin, for joining us from Zambia. Amazing. Yes. So you got to have a budget, right? Planning. So it's like, so I lead organizations. You're not going to lead an organization if you don't know how to plan. So every year, I am already discussing 2026 with my teams, right? I'm already thinking about 2026. I'm already planning 2026. My sweetheart and myself were on the phone today because we're in different cities, in fact, different countries at the moment. And we spent some time discussing, some dates, for 2026. But specifically, it was for a particular trip in June 2026. See, that's leadership. At the beginning of each year, I have objectives for each of our organizations, the way I have for myself. I have my major goals, right, personally, and then I have for, our organizations. So when I lead an organization, the organization has a budget, right? The organization has a budget. We have our target, income, and then we plan the expenses and so on. So I'm just saying, leadership changes your life. It changes and it has direct impact on your finances. So I know if we say, oh, this seminar is about how to become a millionaire, people will rush there. If we say it's about how to become a leader, or how to become a strategic leader, or how to lead at a high level, a lot of people may not respond to it because they actually can't see the connection. But you look at it, right? You develop your leadership skills, you float to the top because most people don't develop their leadership skills. And when you're at the top, most of the money is there. Most of the money is there. Most of the resources are there, right? Most of the resources are there. Most of the opportunities are actually there. There's a place where you can stand in life and you will see opportunities and opportunities will see you. And there's a place where you can stand. Opportunities will not see you and you will not see them. And that's why acquiring leadership skills is just so important. In any industry, number one, number two, number three, organizations have visibility and most people patronize them. And that's why whatever it is you do, you also need to be close there to the top so you can be visible, right? Fantastic. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Yes, Ibrahim says goal setting remains a mere wish without the lens. Yeah, remember. Says this is a game changer for me. Thank you. Nikolai says, when are you in the UK hosting the type of event you will in Canada next week? Very likely next year. Just watch out for us. We're going to put out a wait list. We test interest before we go anywhere, right? We test interest before we go anywhere. We talk to the people we know in an area just to be sure we'll have enough people in an event. If not, so we've been getting requests from London. We're likely to do this in London next year. So please, Tova from Bedford, amazing. Thank you. Good to see you. Good to see you, everyone. Thank you so much, everyone. So the big leadership conference is happening in 2 days' time. This Saturday, right? 13th of September, the Shift Leadership Conference. We're holding only 2 this year. We had the first one in Lagos in February at the Echo Hotel and Suites, and it was explosive. So this is the only other one for this year, and it's holding this Saturday, the 13th of September. The only other one. We have 2 sessions, the general session and the VIP session. The general session alone is explosive. We are having 4 for speaking. I asked an amazing lady and 2 amazing gentlemen to join me in adding value to the lives of the attendees, because that's what we are all about. I've been at this for 30 years. I hear stories of transformation practically every day. Nothing gives me greater fulfillment than that. So we're having Alicia Little. Alicia Little is called the Queen of AI. In fact, the problems I'm solving, the questions I'm answering with AI now are phenomenal. Some of my team members are doing some experimenting, crazy results. I mean, world-class results with AI. You record this session, I can give instruction to AI, and AI will cut it into clips, and AI would schedule the posting on social media and be posting it every day, maybe for the next 20 days. Alicia says she did it like that for a talk that she gave. AI cut out 36 clips from that presentation, and then AI scheduled the posting on social media. It's phenomenal. She said she spoke with someone on the phone, one of our clients, and the person was dishing out some gems, so she was recording. After the discussion, she said it was 9 minutes. She just gave AI instructions. AI turned what the person said into an ebook. Then she reached out to the person and said, all those gems you were dropping, they are now in ebook format. AI did it in 4 minutes. She said, would you like to see your book? Oh my God. That's why you don't want to miss this conference, right? So just register now. You know the beautiful thing? So we're going to be on site at the College Park Marriott, Hyattsville, Maryland, on Saturday, right? But then wherever you are in the world, you can join us. Yes, we decided to live stream. Yeah, you pay some small amount of money, no doubt, because, oh my God. But then you realize, oh my God, it is a little investment compared to the massive value you're going to get. Another speaker, Segun Otulano. Segun Otulano is a serial entrepreneur based in Alabama State here in the US, right? Said he had me at the age of 16 and it was a turning point for his life in Nigeria. And then at 18, he came to the US to attend college. Then he graduated, worked a little bit, and then tried his hands on entrepreneurship. One of the businesses that he built grew so much, he sold it for $1.25 billion in 2021. Should I say it again? $1.25 billion in 2021. Wouldn't you want to listen to such a person? Listen, if nobody has attended this conference, I would attend it and listen to this gentleman, right? And then we have Cedric Nash, my good friend, who is not new to our community because he spoke at the Shift Leadership Conference in Lagos in February. He smashed it. Let me put it that way. It was so profound, so powerful, and attendees have been talking about it since then. And they made specific reference to the graphic that he showed us that showed his 22 streams of income. He's been investing in real estate since he was in college. But he made his millions first he also made his millions from IT. He's primarily an IT consultant. And then I'll be speaking. Why did I write my book Shifts? Why did I write my book Shifts? Because I found out that most transformation efforts fail. Most attempts to change fail, both at the individual, organizational, and national levels. And how to solve that problem, that's what I put in the book. And that's what I'll be talking about. and talking about how to use the shift principles. You know, the shifts form an acronym for seeing, hearing, insight, formulate, transform, and succeed. And I'm going to show how you can use the shift methodology to transform your life, transform your family, transform your organization, and transform nations. Because in this community, we are going to see nations change. Okay? Shift-conference.com. Shift-conference.com. Leaders are action-oriented people, right? So no procrastinating here. So register right now and join us. Anywhere you are in the world, it's this Saturday from 10 a.m. EST, 10 a.m. Eastern Time in the US. We're starting to 1:15 p.m. We'll conclude the general session, and that's the only one you can join with your virtually. If you are a senior leader, it's the VIP session you need to attend. If you are anywhere in North America, Canada, or the USA, you can buy your ticket now. Cut your ticket now. Register at shifts-conference.com for the VIP session and come down. You know why? Because at the VIP session, we'll start with lunch, right? Good. And then we'll get into the session. I'm going to make a powerful presentation on how to make big shifts. And then you'll be able to ask all 4 of our speakers questions. We will solve real problems for people. Yes, some people, that's the day they'll become millionaires by the shift in their thinking. Some will become multimillionaires, some will become billionaires that day by the shift in their thinking. It's absolutely worth the investment. All right, but that will be on-site, VIP session. When you check on the website, you will see the founder's tickets, and this is why we have that. So the VIP people, they have front row, special seating, okay? 2, they have a meet and greet with me an hour before the session starts, right? So they meet me and they meet one another, okay? So if you can't attend the VIP session, you can only attend the general session, but you want to attend that meet and greet 1 hour before the session, then you get the founder's ticket. We'll give you a front row seat with the VIP people. You'll also attend the meet and greet with them 1 hour before the service. Amazing, right? Register now. If you love someone and you want their life to change, right? Register for them. You just need their name and their email. Just register for them, right? Just register for them, okay? Let them, and then draw their attention to it. I'm registering for some people. Yeah, if I love someone, I need them in on this session. I need them in. This Saturday is a life-changing experience. Thank you, everyone who's joined us today. Thank you. Emmanuel says, I'm so happy to be watching you live for the very first time in my life. Oh, wow. I will be delighted, truly delighted if you can mention my name. Okay. So, Emmanuel, good. Thank you for joining us on YouTube. God's Time joined us from Accra, Ghana. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Nikolai. We were in Texas last year, right? But this time, this is what's going on now. So this Saturday, it's the Shift Conference in Maryland, USA. Next week, Saturday, it's the BLA, Business and Leadership Accelerator Roundtable in Calgary, Canada. And then 2 weeks after that, October 6 to 9, we'll be in Dubai, UAE. That's for the highest level leaders, right? Leaders in government, founders and CEOs. It's premium, but permit me to say that I will spoil you silly. Oh, yes, the hotel we're staying at is called the Mandarin, and the customer service is exceptional, right? Maximum 20 seats. I think we have 2 seats left, so you can just grab it. It's life-changing. The things we discuss there are things you can only discuss with CEOs, right? And founders and top government officials, things they don't teach you in the MBA class, but serious issues, right? Those are the things we discuss. So if you want to find out about that, you can go on my Linktree. There's a there is a link in my bio on social media. That's what it looks like, linktr.ee/Sam Adeyemi. If you click on it, then, or you type it in your browser, it will take you to my link tree. You will see all these events there. Then you can click on the one for the C-suite retreat in Dubai. Or you can simply send me an email, info@samadeyemiglc.com. If you're interested in the event in Dubai, info@samadeyemiglc.com. A member of our team will get across to you as soon as possible. All right. Wow. Raphael says, thanks so much for this wonderful insight. A real game changer for me and my household. Noel says, we test interest before we go there. Powerful principle there. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. If you sell anything, right, sell to people that desperately need what you have. Sell to people that desperately need what you have. A lot of people get frustrated with selling because we're busy chasing people who are not in desperate need of what we have. I was explaining this to a doctor friend. I said, look, if you have a malaria tablet, that can cure malaria, and then you now want to sell it to someone who does not have malaria, how well do you think you'll sell? He said that would be difficult. I said, exactly. And if you want to really persuade the person, then you begin to reduce the price, right, of your malaria tablet. I said, how about you selling malaria to someone who is at the risk of dying from malaria? He said the person will be willing to pay anything for it. I said, then that's how it works, right? Good. So we test people's interests. Yes. Yeah. Sorry about that. Thank you, Simbule, Njawa Simbule. I'm greatly inspired by how much you put in on personal development. I had a testimony from one of your close personnel who said you spend thousands of dollars every year. Yes, sir. Actually, you can make it tens of thousands. I spend tens of thousands of dollars every year getting coaching and learning. It cost me tens of thousands of dollars to run my doctoral program, right? Yeah, I got a doctor of strategic leadership because I don't just want to sit down criticizing leaders, right? I want to go alongside them and advise them on the leadership part of their job. So, and that's what we're here for. Sam Adeyemi GLC, advising presidents and governors and prime ministers. I'm so sorry. There's a call that is coming in, and let me find a way to get it off. Right. So, sorry about that. Yes. Thank you, Ebenezer from Scotland. I'm so sorry. Let me get it's a family member, and I need to get the person to just give me some seconds, just a minute, just so we don't get. So thank you everyone for joining us. Peace Joseph says, truly your message is transforming my life. I so much believe our generation has a lot to learn from you. Thank you guys. All right. Will the session be recorded on Saturday? Yes. If you register, we'll give you like 7 days to watch the replay. Everyone who registers, whether you're attending online or on site, will give you access to the replay. All right. Thank you, everyone. Yes, I know it's pretty late for most of us now. I look forward to seeing you on Saturday online or on site. Bye for now. Hello there. If you're old enough, you'll remember the logarithm tables. I know that may sound strange to young people, but these were tables that we used to simplify complex calculations in mathematics when I was in high school. The calculators came and took them out. That's exactly what AI is doing. So I'm excited that Alicia Little, the queen of AI, will be with us at the Shift Leadership Conference USA on September 13 at the College Park Marriott, Hyattsville, Maryland. Now, Alicia teaches how you can prompt AI to reply your email, reply to the reply, set of appointments for you, and then put it in your calendar. She'll say a whole lot more, and we'll have our other speakers there, right? But this is the important thing. I am happy to announce that we'll be streaming live. You can join us from anywhere in the world. So register right away, and I'll see you on September 13.